thinking about some things that might make it better.
Okay.
First and
Well, right
foremost,
off,
oh yeah,
I'm
go ahead,
sorry,
go ahead.
just a slight commentary. So right off, so I was looking at the format of it and I was looking at the roles. And I think so usually when I try to format my resumes, I didn't do this on the last one that I sent to you. I
Hmm.
think because I had spoken to like somebody like a few years ago,
Hmm.
and they were saying that when you introduce a role and you want to state your experience, that the it should be like a paragraph, like an opening paragraph, I guess describing the results, like a snapshot, given like a synopsis of the entire role. And then she was saying, unless I'm like I don't know, like upper management, like director or something, I shouldn't have more than like four, maybe five, like 3 to 5 bullet points underneath each role. So it should be like the role and then like a little paragraph and then I guess like four things that describe my functions. So
Um,
I wanted to see how you felt about that.
yeah, I'll tell you this. Every client I have has a
Yeah.
different story that they say of what somebody told them that they should and shouldn't do on their resume. I'm going to
Yeah.
sit here and tell you that all of that is, I'm not saying misconception, but all of it is good advice. But
Okay.
there is no pure art or science as to
Do it.
what you should and should not have on your resume.
Okay.
The reason I set the resumes up this way is because I think the content matters far more than the structure.
Okay.
And if we need to change, the content, the structure, how it looks, I mean, not the content, but how it looks and everything, that's
Yeah.
fine. The story is still going to be the exact same.
Agreed.
I've had several, several interview requests based off this structure that I created, and I didn't make it look
Perfect.
or anything like that.
Okay,
Um,
perfect.
and I mean, and I do mean several. And I think I was talking to you about some numbers before. I
Yeah.
mean, I've had conversations at minimum 120,000 when I use this structure. I'm
Okay,
not saying
great.
it's perfect, but it
No, no,
works.
no. I just want to get no. I just want to get bite like because she had again it's like a few years ago she had like reviewed my resume and she was like, well, you need to state like it's always all this feedback and I just want to make sure when I start applying to these roles that I'm not being like disqualified because of something like because you know
Mhm.
some employers and maybe if they are that way that's not the company I want to work with or that's not the person I don't know but just wanted to
Mhm.
make sure that I didn't disqualify myself over something silly like format.
Right.
So,
No, I agree. I agree. I think it's smart to make sure that you have it set up perfectly.
uh,
But to your point, it is all about the recruiter and the hiring
yeah,
manager. Well, the hiring manager, when they interview you, they're thinking less of your resume and now starting to
right.
put the pieces together when they talk to you. But you're right.
Yeah,
The recruiter will look at this, and depending on the recruiter, will it matter? Um,
yeah.
I will say I've had bad interviews when the recruiter just saw my title, didn't really read
Mhm.
my experience, like my impact or experience, and they just
Yeah,
interviewed me. They were just like, "Oh, I see you were a senior marketing communications and social media manager. Let's interview." And then the role was completely different than what I did.
right.
I've had great recruiters say, "Hey, I saw that you did X, Y, and Z, and that's what we're looking for." They don't even ask me about my title.
Got it. Okay,
It's
cool.
very subjective only because human beings are different, right? So,
Yeah, yeah, for
um,
sure.
but I still think it's worth looking into because I had a client. She said that she applied she changed her resume slightly from the one that I gave her,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
applied to the exact same role and got an interview. Right, to the
Yeah, you know,
exact
it's
same
like you
role.
said, it's like dependent on the recruiter and like what they look for. Because even oh, this is also something I'm not sure. I can't even remember if I mentioned it. So in my role, I also do like interviews, but my interviewing style is different from because I told you I report to the AVP of marketing. It's
Hmm.
different from his. Like he and I know some people get like very granular and they get a little particular. And he's like, if I see one misspelled word, like I'm not even considering that. And I guess I'm not that stringent. Now, if
Hmm.
there's like a pattern or a trend, like you just simply cannot spell, but I feel I give grace. You know, my personality test, like I'm very empathetic. I give grace. I'm very understanding. If somebody put the and not them. I'm not like, no, I'm not gonna even look at it. No, it's a mistake. And he's very
Mhm.
like stringent and serious about that. So you're right, it depends on whoever's looking at your resume.
Mhm.
If they're looking to like disqualify you or kind of shrink the pool of candidates, they're gonna find anything, which is not
Exactly.
the role for you then.
A
So I just
hundred,
gotta
a
believe in
hundred
serendipity.
percent.